Hey guys, we're back to have another What We Like video, and today we are focusing on our arrows that we use for our bows. So we use compound bows, and if you haven't seen the video about our bows, check the iCard right there. You can go watch that video and see what bows we have and why we like them, but today we're talking about the arrows that we use. So I'm still like new-ish in this world, so I don't know a ton about arrows, but Mark knows a little bit more, so he's gonna take it away.
Take it away. We are shooting the Black Eagle brand arrows, and this is Chelsea's arrow here. Notice the pretty little end.
Looks like a creamsicle.
Creamsicle. Fancy. She picked it out all herself. Anyways, so she's shooting the Outlaw model of the Black Eagle arrows. The reason why I chose the Outlaw for her is because it is a great value for the price it is. And it comes, I got her the 500 spines, which matches up with her poundage she shoots in her bow, so she's going to be shooting the arrows consistently out of it.
What does that mean? Like, what does the number
So like
mean?
the spine is like the deflection, so like how much weight it takes to like bend it. So because you know when you shoot it, your arrow's going to flex as it goes out, and kind of when you get into the weights of the head and like the fletchings and all that stuff, it all comes into play in the poundage of your bow, and whether it's a turbo or not turbo, regular. But anyways, she's shooting the Outlaws, and it's the 500 spine, and it's the .005 straightness, so which is pretty good for arrows, because I mean when you go to the store, buy them out of the box, you're not really sure what you're gonna get out of them. But Black Eagle arrows, I mean, they're awesome on spine deflection, and the straightness is almost, you know, spot on what they claim it is. So for hers, it's just, you know, the .005, which works out fine because she's shooting a short arrow. So what I'll do is I'll spin test it and see which side is, you know, not the straightest side. And, you know, I may take more off of that side when we trim her arrows, because when you buy them, they come in the full length, and you got to cut them down to the actual lengths you want. So I always spin test them and see which side has the most wobble, and then I'll trim off that side. Or if there's not much on either side, I'll take a little bit off of each end. So by the time you shorten it, it's going to be a fairly straight arrow. So that's her setup, and she is using the Boning Blazer vanes on hers, which is a pretty, you know,
it's pretty easy to find.
It's standard issue.
I just got them at Sportsman's Warehouse. I got the wraps
Yeah.
at Sportsman's Warehouse too.
You find these Blazer vanes everywhere. They're really popular.
Yeah.
Popular hunting vane. There's all around, you know, good vane.
And then what about
the field tip? It's just a regular field tip.
Yeah,
Like
it's just for target shooting.
So yeah.
So
that's
you
hers.
can change out your tips from field tips to hunting tips.
Yep.
So
anyways,
cool.
That's her arrow.
My cream.
Now she learned more about
Yeah, now
her
I know more about arrows too.
So
What do you know?
And on to my arrow, I am shooting the Black Eagle Carnivores, and they are the 250 spine, so it's like a really stiff arrow. So the smaller the number, the stiffer the spine arrow, then the higher number. So yours is higher, mine's lower.
So yours is stiffer?
Mine's a stiffer. And the reason why I went with the 250 is because of my poundage. I'm shooting 80-pound limbs, and also I have a 150 grain field tip up front, where Chelsea only has 100 grain. And I am also shooting the .001 straightness. So, I mean, my arrows are fairly straight, and Black Eagle, again, is awesome about being consistent in their packages. So what they say they're .001 straight, they're .001 straight. So you're not going to have any variance in that. I went with a 150 grain field tip because I wanted more weight on the front of my arrow. They call it FOC forward of center, to where your arrow will fly a little better, and it will also, for hunting purposes, I will get more penetration into the animal.
No, good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
Sorry, use that
Comment
word.
below if you know what movie that's from.
It's the only thing I think of. So, because you want the arrow to go through the animal, make a good clean kill, and a lot of weight up front is a good way to do that. You won't find too many 150 grain field tips out there. As a fact, I never found any out there, but if you go to kudupoint.com, I think it's kudupoint.com, but we'll have the link below. They have a 150 grain field point.
We actually know the guy that owns Kudu
local.
Point. His daughter was a flower girl in her wedding, and they're super cool. So it's kind of fun to support people that you know and locals as well.
Yeah, it's because this is my hunting tip arrow, and it is a 150 grain Kudu Point they just came out with this year. I am using the AAE Max Stealth vanes. I went with the low profile, longer vane, so my vanes aren't quite as tall as Chelsea's, so the idea is that I'm gonna get a little less wind deflection maybe, and it's just
they're more narrow. Yeah,
it's shorter, and then kind of, I don't know how to say it, but I like the way they fly. They fly really consistent, and I practice out 80, 100 plus yards, to where I would never shoot an animal that far, but it's good to practice that far. That way your shorter shots are a whole lot easier. So that's why I do that, and I get the most consistent flight out of these guys. And I've actually found, I've tried other low profile vanes like this, different brands, and I found that these actually seems like it shoots a little faster. You get a little more speed out of the arrow. For some reason they're a little less drag or something. So that's the vanes I shoot. And this year I actually went to a little short wrap on mine. I didn't used to have the wraps on it. That way I just kept the weight back, or kept the weight off on the back of the arrow, more on the front.
Alright guys, well that's it. Those are the arrows that we are currently using. If that changes in the future, we'll make a new video. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. We do a lot of adventures, we do archery stuff, a little bit of travel here and there. What?
I almost hit myself in the face and you in the face with this, I'm sorry.
Oh, whoops. So we've got a Disney trip coming up. Our next What We Like video will probably be the accessories we use on our bow, our releases, our sights, etc. So we look forward to seeing you next time, and we're off. Sayonara.
Adios, amigos.
Aloha.